Let me do it anyway.
We are talking about why Jett Lawrence on that factory Honda CRF 450 is a very, very big problem for everybody in the 450 class not named Jett Lawrence. Now, there is two primary reasons for this, and I am going to discuss both. So the first one is the fact that Hunter and Jett have kind of broken the mold of what is typically assumed or expected in this sport, and that is top supercross and motocross riders spending 3 or 4 years with a brand and then moving to another brand. And obviously there was a few reasons why this happens. Paychecks, they want to just experience something new, change the scenery. Maybe they don't click with the personnel and the management, but this is very common. If you look at Eli Tomac, who went from Honda to Kawasaki to Yamaha, Ken Roczen that went from KTM to Suzuki to Honda to Suzuki, and the list goes on. This is very common, but in Jett and Hunter Lawrence's case, this is one of the key advantages that I believe they have. They have been on Honda from day one, at least day one in terms of US Supercross and motocross. The same people on the same bike getting the same support throughout their entire elite professional career here in the US. And I believe the advantage with that is kind of significant. Once you get that chemistry, once you get people around you that you gel with, that you understand, because these top teams, you have an army of engineers, of technicians, motor builders, the team managers. It is a small army to support this thing, to get it rolling. There's a lot more behind the scenes that we don't even get to see. And when the chemistry is right, you can see the results. Now, obviously, Jett Lawrence is an incredible rider. Any bike, any team he gets on, he's going to kick ass. And Hunter, is maybe half a step off of Jett, but also an amazing rider in his own right. So that goes without saying. But I would say right now, undeniably, the best rider in the 450 class is on the best team. That Honda HRC team is dialed. The people there, they have really just doubled down and tripled down on investing in the Lawrence brothers. Why wouldn't you? It's not like this is a risky gamble. Obviously you would. It kind of goes without saying. But yeah, I just think that I would not be surprised if Hunter and Jett Lawrence stick on Honda for years and years. I wouldn't be surprised if the next time their contract comes up, it is for an unprecedented amount of time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 5, 6, 7 years that they sign that long-term contract. Because if you're Honda, you want to lock in the two biggest stars in the sport. And if you're Jett and Hunter, you're like, the bike is working, the team is working, we're kicking butt. Why would we go somewhere else? So that's the first advantage. The second advantage is a little bit less obvious. You got to dig beneath the surface. And I have to credit Phil Nicoletti and Jason Thomas for really bringing this to light, because if you're not there at the races and seeing it and in the fray, you're not going to pick up on it. And that is the fact that Honda, HRC, the engineers over there have apparently, word on the street, figured out something really special with their start mapping. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, the start map that they use is the software algorithm that determines the bike's sort of starting power and power delivery. And obviously you're trying to maximize traction while maximizing sort of power. So you're not getting too much power in the wheel spinning, but you're not getting an inadequate amount of power, and you're not able to get off the line quickly enough. So apparently HRC has just found something really special with that starting map, and none of the other teams have been able to match it. And again, this is from Phil Nicoletti and Jason Thomas. Both of those riders are, Jason Thomas, an ex-rider, but both of those individuals are really insightful, pretty much know more about the game than anyone else, and they say those factory Honda bikes are unfreaking stoppable on the starts. Now, obviously, that's all for naught if you're not an absolute top level rider like Jett and Hunter are. And not to throw Shimoda and Chance under the bus, they're amazing riders too, but I assume that 250 has the same start map in software that the 450 does. Obviously, they're not nearly as successful because at the end of the day, what's great about this sport is the bike is only a smallish part of it. Overwhelmingly, it's the rider on the bike. But apparently, the other teams, Yamaha, Kawasaki, KTM, are still trying or were trying. That's what's interesting is at the end of Super Motocross, they were still trying to figure out how to just match, let alone beat whatever secret sauce they got going in the Honda factory pits. And what's interesting now is it has been however many months from the last Super Motocross playoff round. Have they figured something out? Has Star Yamaha cooked up something that is going to compete with them on the starting line? Is Kawasaki or KTM? So this is really interesting. It's not to take away from the performance of Jett, especially. Obviously, he's going to win on any bike you put him on. The top riders, you can put them on pretty much any bike. They're going to do their thing. That's why, that's who they are. But I did find it interesting because you're talking about just just that ability to get that bike to just have a little bit more power, have that power delivery a little bit more dialed, so you are maximizing that opportunity to be just 1,000th of a second in front of the next guy that allows you to get into that turn, with the whole shot or in the top 5. And then obviously Jett does what Jett is going to do. So let's see A1 have the other bikes caught up. Is it going to make a difference? Is Jett going to do what Jett does and just stomp the field? We're going to see, but those are the two reasons I believe that the combination of Jett Lawrence and that gorgeous factory. I mean, I'm a sucker for red and white all day, any day. If you ask me what bike I would want to jump on if I was a pro rider, I most certainly am not. It would be the factory Honda HRC CRF 450 red and white. That HRC logo, probably my favorite logo ever. So anyways, tell me what you guys think. Are you eager to see it? Do you agree, disagree? How important are the bikes? So yeah, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And let's see if the other teams, engineers, technicians have figured out an answer to what has just been domination from Honda. So hope you enjoy the video.